Hello, I'm Terry Brewer Jr. I just wanted to come on and put a face recently to my allegations that have been occurring and going on. Forgive me if I do look down. I am looking at notes so I can stay on track. Just to quickly inform you on everything that's going on with the courts. I have been trying to catch up with the filing in the federal court. However, some things have occurred here where it has completely thrown me off as far as doing that. So in my writing, I do write. An eviction was filed while a motion to enforce a written lease was pending. So while there was a motion that's still there in, I believe her name, Judge Betsy Benson, Judge Canner, I believe Daniel Canner, received an eviction notice. Basically, it's called. My apologies. It's called a complaint for tenant eviction. That's what he received. It's just troubling. It's very troubling because I've been here and I've been working very hard doing what I need to do, trying to get back to the federal court. Yes, I have been exposing various parties, unfortunately, even the party that I live with, my mother. But we have a tenant landlord agreement. And so in one of the writings I have, an eviction was filed while a motion to enforce a written lease was pending using using a contradictory leasing expiration date that was not previously inserted. Basically, it was forged. That's it. I was trying to water it down or just play around it, but it was forged. And I'll definitely show that to you before the end of this. I also continue to say, absent of immediate judicial intervention, I face irreparable harm, including unlawful eviction, loss of evidence, continued financial exploitation, and permanent impairment of my ability to return to federal court. So I'm just here putting a face to my words. I hadn't come on in some time because it's been an illegal eviction, and I was told that I wasn't able to file an illegal eviction under an eviction because it has to be done by a landlord. Basically, I had to file it as a breach of contract. So that's how it ended up in Judge Betsy Benson's area, which I believe is Division 56. Yes, Judge Canner, Daniel Canner, is Division 55. This is what I wore just yesterday, actually. Transparency, just to give a face even to some of the clerks that may have seen me yesterday at the Broward courthouse, to file more motions. For some reason, I'm having issues with mail and some other stuff that I just didn't want to kind of go into because I didn't want to get sidetracked with it. But this is the summons that I received from Broward Sheriff's Office. Summons can be very fearing, very scary too as well for anyone who's ever gone through it, to know that you're about to be evicted, to know that I'm about to be evicted, and I have a lot of stuff that I've gathered up since housing, which began in 2015. Even before then, I have nothing but documents, hard drives. I just have things. And so for an immediate eviction, because someone says that the agreement of all things is expired, that is incorrect. And that's not just incorrect, it's perjury, it's forgery, because that's what she checked here, and that it says reason for termination, lease has expired and a landlord is not renewing the lease. So that's what it says. And not just that, it shows a lease. It has my signature to it. It has a signature to it. And the duration, it says the duration is for 1 year and starts November the 22nd, 2024, and terminating on November 22nd, 2025. Now, I don't have to look at it, I don't have to read it because I wrote it. This is the third one. So I wrote this from the first one that we had. Oh, here it is. I wrote this from the first one. Apologize for my going out. This is the first rental agreement from her writing, if you can look at it. That's kind of her writing. I went online and this was done in 2022. So around 2022 was the first agreement. No, excuse me, my apologies, 2021. So September 26, 2021, my apologies. But so the only thing I did was type the same thing up, and we extended the years to it to 5 years. It's not 1 year and it's not expired. So because you can't see it, what I did was, if you do go online, if you look into the case, you'll see the contract or the agreement that she submitted, which is, it looks something like this probably. But close up to the terms, this is what it, to the 1 year. It says 1 year. Now, I did the same thing for mine too as well. This is my breach of contract, which was illegal eviction, basically knocking at the door, making other postings or nuisances, being a nuisance on certain things that was happening within my case. I have the amended complaint was filed on, January the 9th of this year, 2026. So the amendment complaint alone is 123 pages, and it goes back to, it includes motives and all that kind of stuff. So hopefully, if everything is intact, you're able to read it correctly. But this is how the front of my amendment looked like. That was filed. The first one, the original complaint, was filed this year, January the 2nd, 2026. I amended it on the 9th. I still hadn't heard from anyone. No one told me a summons was never issued. I received a summons after I filed a motion. But this is what my page looks like. It was presented as Exhibit A in my complaint. And I'm saying my complaint versus her complaint because I did put the numbers in there, the case numbers. So her case number, her official case number, wish I had it, but it's just had the paper. Here it is. Forgive me, but her official case number is C as in Charlie, O as in Oscar, C as in Charlie, E as in Edward, 26-0005030. That's in Broward courts. My case number is C as in Charlie, O as in Oscar, C as in Charlie, E as in Edward, 26-0000279. So that's my case number. And that's Terry Brewer versus Shelby Herring versus Terry Brewer, vice versa. But so in my case, back to that, I have exhibits. So it looks smaller, But what it is that it's the document within a document, and I kind of, label it Exhibit A, whatever. And the pages depends on how many pages within the Word doc itself. I kind of print it out so it's easier to follow along and to travel to follow along, so nobody gets lost. So on my document, the original document, which I will show you here, it's plain. It's there. 5 years. It doesn't expire until 2029 of November 22nd. I went to the Broward clerks. What do you do when it feels like you're not being heard? I have no idea. But this is the original page. This is the original agreement. You'll see it in blue. I was always taught to, when you sign legal agreements, it's very important sometimes to sign in blue ink, because blue ink is easy to find. Okay, this is the original. You got it. It's there. So this is the original. The ink print is on the back of it. What I did was I made a, oh, here it is. It's called a Florida notarial certificate. It's an attested copy, basically. It's a attested copy, and the notary, she was very kind enough to make a copy of the original document, attesting that it's the original document, the type of document it is, the names that's within it, the number of pages, certain things that if this page kind of, gets contested, it's so descriptive in it. No, you're talking about this particular contract. It's not somebody that's putting something together. And so you can put that original with a copy that they made for you. And so that's what I did, and I gave it to the courts. But it's just baffling that I could, at any time now, and unfortunately for me, because I am going to federal courts, including the same parties that I live with, the parties that I live around, the government that I live within, it's hard to get help. It's hard to get help. And I'm smiling now, but this smile here, I'm telling you, I thank God. Yeah, I thank God. I thank God for this smile. So, I just wanted to come on to put a face to my words. The biggest thing of all of this, my mother is not capable of forging a document. That's not her talent. She's very talented in healthcare, or she was since her retirement that I'm aware of, 40 years, hospice, Vitas, and she worked in geriatrics as a specialty. Well, she specialized in it because she was in it for about 40 years, 20 years geriatrics, and another 20 years in Vitas. So she had a specialty by then when you're in it that long. That's not her. So it goes back to the third party, theory that I've always had, that I've never left from it. Third party theory that someone gave me without putting their name in it. That someone, I've written it already before, but without saying it here, but someone gave me already information about even the certain taxes and stuff, and why this is going up to $6,000, a child tax credit that's coming into my name. And here I am. No. So, they put a bug in my ear, terminology that it's by a third party. Because other than that, her job gave her the video cut off for some reason. Her job gave her an astronomical raise. Because the healthcare savings account is coming directly from your payment, and $6,000 a month or up to $6,000 a month. However, I'm supposed to phrase that, and allegedly up to 6,000. I'm seeing I'm seeing the money there, and it's my name is under it. So, however you wish to read the documents that have been submitted to the courts, her job gave her an astronomical amount of a raise to set aside $6,000 a month to go into that account just for a child who's not a child anymore, and it would be illegal to even declare that person as a child tax credit or any of that stuff from my understanding and me reading it, and then from the professionals that I've spoken with, laws that I've read, laws that I've now cited within the court complaints. So I say that to come back to this, that who did it? Who did it? Who did it? Who did it? So you're just making more of a point for me that whatever I'm doing, it is that bad for someone to give her now papers to submit to the courts, because she didn't do it. She didn't forge the rental agreement. That's not her expertise. So I pray that there is some intervention that does happen. I'm not the kind of person. I wasn't raised to make allegations out of air. I'm not that kind of person. I've been on this case, housing, for a long time, for quite some time. I'm still on this case because I do feel that had I not just requested an exception to payment standard, I would have been fine. They gave me so many different hints to make sure that that's what I not do. But I did it. I did it. And but we as a people would not be here if it wasn't for those who stood in the gap. And for people who have the know better, who have that understanding of what should be right and should be wrong, and don't step in the gap. I don't know. I wasn't raised that way. That's not the way I was raised. So, I'm still here. I'm here until the judge says I can't do this any longer. I haven't been able to get to a judge because I'm still trying to breathe here. And it's been very difficult to do that. It's been very difficult. It's been very difficult to go to a police department to make claims that I need to do. I'm doing everything that I need to do, that I've been told to do, that I've been asked to do, that I've been advised to do if certain things are occurring. Just, it's not happening. People are not responding. Or I've walked into a police department, by the time I come out and I'm reading the description, I'm totally mentally on the side of the wall. After I've taken in tax papers, after I've taken in, because I've also told it's been illegal to carry these particular papers. Young man, you need to watch out. I don't know how you got them. So now after I show I have them here. Like even this one right here that says general power of attorney. I got so many power of attorneys that my mother gave me. I still have. It hasn't been revoked yet. So within the power of attorneys, you'll see there's certain records that I have permission to have. I've given those records even to the courts to say, hey, I have this permission to have. Look, this is what's happening to me. Same response. It just so happens that those courts entities are the same people that I just happen to have their name on particular filings, or I've claimed them in different housing discrimination, racial discrimination claims before, and there's retaliation, or well, there's ignoring, I guess, as if I deserve it. So keep me in your prayers. I thank God for, I thank God just for being able to speak to you at this particular time. Yes, there is a fundraiser going on. I've only seen, I think there was one person who donated. So if you've donated, thank you for donating. I have no idea about it. As I've claimed before, I do feel that my rights have been taken away in courts, just to settle a housing, make a housing, it's a settlement, just to have a settlement in this housing discrimination, because I didn't want a settlement. I was asking for a particular type of investigation that I don't think people want it to happen. So in this, I am praying for truth and accountability. I'm seeking private investors, private investigators, a team of professionals, and also seeking my own attorney. It is what it is. I don't want to go into the details of it. I'm sure somebody has had to have an experience of an attorney agreeing to do something for you. Either they changed their mind or gaslight you and said that they never mentioned it before to you at all in their life, and probably have no idea who you are and don't recall ever talking to you. But I pray that relief comes. I'm here. 1050 Northwest 25th Avenue, Fort Lauderdale, Florida 33311. I've never left. It makes, I don't know, I see mail coming here. That's the only thing I can get in my mind is like, okay, well, maybe somebody's saying like I'm homeless or something, or whatever the situation is. I don't, or that I don't live here, or I don't know. But no, I've dealt with Congresswoman Sheila Sherfless McCormick. I've dealt with her office. I continue to be here. I haven't gone anywhere. I thank you for your time. Stay blessed.